You don't find out who you really are on the easy days. Anybody can look strong when the sun's out, when the bills are paid, when nothing's pressing against your chest. You find out who you are the day everything goes wrong at once. The day the pressure lands on you and doesn't let up. That's when the real answer shows up, not before. We all ask the same questions in the middle of it. Why is this happening to me? Why can't things just stay easy for once? I'll tell you why. Because if there was no struggle, there'd be no growth. And without growth, there's no story worth telling anybody. Success was never measured on the days the sun was shining on you. Success gets measured in the storm, in the cloudy stretch nobody else saw you walk through. And if you can't absorb a failure without falling apart, you're never going to be ready to hold on to success once it finally arrives. There's going to be dark days. I'm not going to stand here and pretend otherwise, but I need you to embrace them anyway. Because that exact discomfort is the thing sharpening you into somebody who can actually carry what you're praying for. Anybody can perform when life's cooperating. The real test is what you do when everything feels unjust, when the outcome's been ripped out of your hands, when control itself has been taken from you. That's the moment you have to let go of what currently is and start building something new in its place. When you're walking through hell, you don't stop walking. You put one foot in front of the other and you keep moving. Don't let your mistakes bury you before you've had a chance to learn from them. Expect good things to keep coming, even in the exact middle of something bad happening. Because expectation is a decision, not a feeling that arrives on its own. You can't stop life from swinging at you. Nobody can, but you can decide you're the one creating your life. Instead of just managing whatever circumstances get thrown at you. And here's something worth remembering. The moment it feels like nothing can be done is usually the exact moment something actually can. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% what you decide to do about it. Stop treating every hard moment like it's the end of everything. It isn't. Look at your own history. Your track record for surviving bad days is 100% so far. Every piece of trouble you've ever walked into, you walked back out of. That's not luck. That's proof. It's not what's happening around you that decides your outcome. It's what's happening inside you. Your belief, your drive, your persistence, your willingness to keep standing after the 10th time you got knocked down. This isn't the season to worry. This is the season to fight. Wherever you are right now might be your current circumstance. But it does not have to be how your story ends. All you owe yourself today is survival. One more day. One more shot. Today might not be your day, but soon it will be. And that day cannot arrive if you quit before it gets here. I can promise you one thing with total certainty. If you quit, you fail, guaranteed. But if you keep going, I honestly don't know what happens next. And that uncertainty is exactly the point. Keep going just to find out what's actually on the other side of this. And when something doesn't go your way, don't file it under defeat. Ask yourself what it just taught you. What didn't you know before that you know now? Take that lesson and come back stronger with it. Persistence finds a way even when the first plan collapses. There's always another route, another angle, another solution sitting somewhere you haven't looked yet. If you're creative enough, can you find the answer? Yes. If you're determined enough, can you find the breakthrough? Yes. Creativity, decisiveness, and passion are the real resources. Master those three, and every other resource you need eventually follows. Find your reason, the one you can reach for on the day you have nothing else left. Tell yourself, I can make it. It doesn't matter how many times I've failed before. It doesn't matter what mistakes are sitting behind me. I'm the one who's going to turn this around. Obstacles can slow me down temporarily, but they don't get to decide my reality. People will call it unrealistic. Let them keep dreaming anyway. There's greatness sitting inside you that you have not given yourself permission to access yet. Don't hand your past more power than it deserves by letting it define what's still possible for you. What happened before doesn't have to be what happens next. You have the power to change the direction from here. And nobody gets to take that power away from you except you. Nobody's handing you breaks in this life. You build them yourself. We're all being tested, every one of us. And how you respond to that test ends up shaping everything that follows it. On the days you genuinely don't know how you're going to keep moving forward, ask yourself one simple question. Can you take one more step? The answer is always yes, even when it doesn't feel like it. those exact circumstances. You're afraid of other ones that end up making you stronger if you let them. Regardless of what's standing in front of you, you still have to grind. I fail at plenty of things I try. I still grind. There are days I don't want to do the work in front of me. I still grind. And if you ever catch me out working at 1 in the morning, know that it wasn't for show. That happens in solitude, where nobody's applauding, where I try and fail and try again with everything I've got, chasing a version of myself better than I was yesterday. I want the same things every other person wants. But when the pressure hits, when the pain creeps in, when the scars start piling up, I just want it a little more than the resistance wants to stop me. And if you haven't worked harder than the obstacle in front of you, if you haven't sacrificed more than the moment demands, it's going to beat you. So put in more than it's asking for. We don't retreat. Not because retreating is impossible, but because retreating was never actually the plan. You know how many hours it took to get here? You think you're about to give that up now? Too much sweat went into this. Too many tears got spent building it. Nobody handed you this. You earned it. And earning it is exactly why you don't get to walk away from it easily. You have to learn how not to give up and how not to give in. Whatever you're doing, that rule doesn't change. You are the only person who can actually stop you. So stop speaking like a victim. Stop thinking like one. Stop carrying yourself like one. Walk into whatever you were built for instead. The second you start seriously questioning whether you can do this, you've already started losing ground. Believe anyway. Believe before the evidence shows up to justify it. Because belief has to come first or it never comes at all. If you want to actually win at this, you need a fighter living inside you. And you need to know going in that it's going to be a fight. Nothing about this life is going to be handed over easily. But when you commit to something and you actually finish what you started, it builds a specific kind of spirit inside you. The kind that eventually makes quitting not even feel like an option anymore, because you've already put in too much to abandon it now. When your mind is truly made up, the odds stop mattering as much as you thought they would. You're not just living inside somebody else's story anymore. You're writing your own, directing it, deciding whether it becomes something worth remembering or something that quietly fades. That decision gets made through the small, daily choices, what you do with your body, your business, your relationships, your responsibilities. The only other option is freezing up in fear and letting the people who depend on you inherit the cost of that fear. How you handle rejection determines whether you'll ever get where you're trying to go. Rejection doesn't just close a door. It tries to convince you the door closing means something about your worth. It doesn't. You get to decide every single time whether a setback breaks you or builds you. Falling isn't what makes someone a failure. Staying down is, and that choice belongs entirely to you. It's easy to feel motivated when everything's going right. The real test is whether you can still muster the fight when it isn't. Stay calm when things spin outside your control, because the worst thing you can do is let something uncontrollable control you back. Get control of yourself instead, and figure out the next step from there. The harder the battle, the sweeter the win on the other side of it ends up tasting. And here's the part worth remembering most: what you become while you're fighting through the hard. Stretch matters more than whatever you were originally chasing. The character built in that fight, the courage developed inside it, that's the actual prize. You'll look in the mirror one morning and realize you've become a different kind of person entirely, carrying a different kind of spirit than the one who started this. That's not motivation, that's transformation, and it was earned one hard day at a time. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for me.